Hello, beginning linear algebra students. I'm going over how to find equations from story problems because I've had a couple of problems. This is an open educational resource called Linear Algebra with Applications. Go to page 9, you'll see what I'm talking about. So, this was the wordiest problem in the homework, and I looked at it and thought, oh, wait a minute, percents? I don't know how to do percents. I want to have equations. Um, so it was a little scary for me. So I had to break down all the words into sections so I could actually see what was going on. And I always, unfortunately, jump into the last question. The last sentence of the story problem has got to be what I'm trying to solve, right? So I want to just hop into an x equals this and y equals that. And let me tell you, those equations are not solvable. And so rather than just start with x equals this and y equals that, why not start with what we actually know? Like, we need 35 milligrams of vitamin A and 60 milligrams of vitamin D. And we have to have a mix of x and y because if I did only x, I won't get enough vitamin A. And if I do only y, I won't get enough vitamin D. So once I write down what I know, then I start looking at the unknowns. And what do I know about the unknowns? So X contains 10% vitamin A and 30% vitamin D, and Y contains 20% vitamin A and 15% vitamin D. All right, let's just look at vitamin A. So we know however much X is going to have 10% vitamin A, Y is going to have 20% vitamin A, and the mix of the two has to add up to 35 milligrams. So I took my known, used my unknowns to make an equation with a constant on the right side. If I look at the vitamin D information, I know that 30% will come from X, 15% will come from Y. Has to add up to 60 milligrams. So I have two unknowns that I don't know. Obviously, I don't know how much X and Y should be, but I have two equations and they have constants, and that's super nice. And I hit back. If you remember that first thing I tried to start with, I have no constants. I have 1, 2, 3, 4 unknowns. I'm not going to get anywhere with this. Okay, so the first step I did was multiply everything by 100. That means right and left side, just to get rid of the decimals. So 35 is now 3,500, 60 is 6,000. And I noticed if I multiply that top equation by -3 and then add it to the bottom, I can get rid of the x. And I had to make sure I multiplied it on the right side because the first time I tried I didn't. And ends up -45y equals -4,500. So obviously x equals 100. Going back to the vitamin A equation, 10x plus 20y equals 3,500. We stick in 100 there for y. And using algebra, I can come up with x equals 150. So are these the answers I'm looking for? This book didn't have this particular problem in the answers in the back of the book. So I went to the second equation, not the vitamin A, but the vitamin D, substituted x and y both in, simplified, and yes, they both work. So if I put a box around it, am I done? Is this, whoa, your teacher just marked it wrong. Let's go back and look at the original problem. First of all, we had a unit, we had milligrams right here. And second, we were talking about supplements, not x and y. How about we change this to first and second and add milligrams? Oh, the teacher likes that much better, and the zookeeper does too.